Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Quote the Raven Show. Thank you guys so much for joining another episode. I have an amazing guest today. It's a band that I've been listening to for a minute, and I'm really excited because we have some surprise for you guys today with this band as well. Say hi, everybody. This is Tragic.
Hey.
How are you guys doing today?
We're doing all right. Doing great.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, if you wouldn't mind, start with whichever one on the left or right. Introduce your name and what you do in the band.
Jeremiah, I play drums.
I'm Josh. I do the vocals.
Andrew, and I do bass guitar.
Philo, guitar.
Yeah, that little thing you strum, that thing.
Yeah.
As you guys probably already know as well, I'm also in a band, and it's funny because I pick on my guitarist all the time, and I'm like the best guitarist by mouth. Do any of you guys do that when you're writing?
Yeah.
So does it drive you crazy, guitarist?
You can play it.
You're right.
You know, I've already won several awards by my guitarist, by my math guitar work, so.
However the melody comes to you.
Right, exactly. Well, I've been trying to play the guitar for years. I am such a baby. Like, I play the drums, I play the violin, things like this. But when it comes, I even play the piano, but when it comes to the guitar, I'm such a baby. I'm like, can I have Band-Aids? Can I... Right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My job, or my assignment, if you will, is I have to learn how to play the acoustic guitar before I can learn how to play the electric. And I'm like, that's total BS. Why you gotta be so mean to me?
Yeah, just thumping your fingers.
Not loud enough, right?
Right. Well, apparently, if you learn in that spectrum, it's going to be even that much more smoother when you go to guitar. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it translates over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can write.
You can play it on acoustic guitar. You can damn sure play it on electric.
I know. Do you remember the cartoon band? It was the show Metalocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a Squiz guard and a Loki, all of this. My keyboard is the bassist, though. For real.
Right.
For real.
Right.
But yeah, so I literally, I told him we joke around with jokes from that a lot, from Death Clock, and I'm like, no, I don't want nothing, So, we're just like, it's just great. Do you guys kind of do the same thing? Do you have kind of a ritual thing you guys do when you're creating, or do you just have a lot of fun? Kind of how does that? Tell everybody how that works.
Yeah, definitely. Fun is the good part, right? If it ain't fun, then it's not worth doing anymore, right?
Right.
So yeah, we definitely try to have fun when we're doing it.
Everything just kind of flows. We kind of jam a little bit, and Josh would come up with a riff, or and we just kind of go with it. Jeremiah would come up with something. Philo will have something. We'll just kind of go off of that and just have a little bit of fun with it. And then it's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And then we just kind of try to work with it. Work with a little bitty thought,
Yeah, it sounds like you guys write very similar to how we write. You write very collectively. Like somebody will come up with something, say, hey guys, I come up with this kind of sound or this riff or something like that. And do you, as a drummer, just kind of go with the flow? You're just like, yeah, just bring me something. I'll play whatever.
Usually how it starts, Jeremiah play a beat and we start just jamming out, kind of just freestyle and stuff.
Start basic, and we just build on it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So we're fortunate for us, we have a studio, so we kind of been writing more that way. We bring riffs in the studio, and then we'll kind of piece things together. And
I got time to learn it and practice on headphones.
Oh yeah.
That's we're trying to rush through, and get a track the first take, and go back and change it a couple months later. So
right.
Like have an option as well, because we've been working on this while we're releasing, for about the past year without, letting people hear it or playing a live show.
Yeah. So tell everybody, how long have you been a band then?
Not very long, honestly.
Collectively, as with all the members, I would say almost a year. But me and Josh have been working on some of the music for about the past 2 years.
Awesome. It's going to be crazy. So with this kind of lockdown that's happened, see what state are you guys from?
Florida.
Florida. So has Florida, like your venues and things like that, have been pretty locked down for
Oh yeah,
Yeah, everything's been shut down.
lost a bunch of local venues too, and there's a couple that are trying to stay open. But
Yeah, that's I think collectively happened all over the United States. It's been very sad to see a lot of these maybe smaller dive bars, things like that, that would have grabbed some of us locals on a tour and things like that, and had us play. It's really it's one of those things. It's like, how is this going to be when this is over? You know, where do we go from this point? Because we were already in a situation, and now with everything being locked down and some of these venues not coming back, I think you guys feel the same way I do. Maybe tell me different if so, but I'm very grateful that we do have the internet the way we do.
yeah, I was gonna say, I definitely think we used lockdown to our advantage. You know, whereas because we were already kind of buckled down here in the studio, and local venue hosted like a live feed with no crowd, and we were fortunate enough to meet a videographer there who's sitting over here behind us, and take a chance to thank him. You know, 5 months ago that music video wasn't possible, and so we've been able to create a lot in the past like 5-6 months.
Yeah.
You become more creative, right? You got to figure out ways to get out there without actually being able to be out there. Luckily for us today, Governor DeSantis, he opened up all the bars and venues today. So down here, we're full go, ready to go, and everybody's open to do shows and stuff. So thank goodness for that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're still not quite fully open in Kansas. There's a few, and they've been trying to push it, and trying to get it open. I have a lot of friends in Texas, and a lot of venues, owners, promoters down there in Texas, and ironically, there's I don't know if have you guys played in Texas yet?
Never been to Texas.
You gotta go. I'll hook you up with a few names if you need it, because there's some awesome people.
Everything's here in Texas, right?
Right. Yeah, there's one called the Railhead, and it's iconic. It's been around for a very long time, and there was a new owner, Chris, who purchased it probably about, I want to say 3 years ago, something like that, and then really was just like getting all these amazing bands in there, and then boom, all of this. And it was, and so they were shutting him down, and he's fighting back. He actually opened up and brought a band in and played in the state, and like helped people, like showed up at the venue.
Here was a very similar story.
Yeah. A guy, Chris Godwin, that we're all friends with, and he's got his own venue here, and he's been fighting tooth and nail just to stay open, because there's so many different rules and regulations they were trying to put out, and it changed every 6 weeks, and just trying to keip up with it and trying to figure out what to do, alcohol sales, and it's tough. Yeah, whatever you can do, go around this loophole, that loophole, but it's tough, and it's sad because we've lost probably about 3 or 4 other venues, smaller venues here in town that are just completely gone. They're not going to come back.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing, and like I was saying a minute ago, it's like, where do we, where is it going to be when we come back? Because obviously our profession, as a band, especially if you're a touring band, that's the last thing to come back.
Yeah.
Especially like big festivals and things like this, those are the last things to come back. So it's really heartbreaking, because I don't know about you, but I'm sure you feel the same way. When I was growing up, music helped me get through life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we still do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about. That's why we do it, because we love it.
It's part of our daily.
Yeah, if somebody wants to sign us, we get a label, that's great, but we're at the end of the day, we're still doing what we love, and that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let's definitely talk a little bit about this first song that I want to introduce all of the fans out there and soon-to-be fans. This first one is actually Nothing to No One. Can you tell the audience a little bit about the meaning behind this song?
Yeah, actually, me and Jeremiah, that was our first song we wrote together, and that was almost, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
But I tend to write a lot about my life, probably too much. But this song was just kind of, I don't know, you have your falls, your breakups, your ups and downs, in life, and this song was kind of just taking those failures and stuff in your life and turn around to make something positive out of it, And that's what I try to do in all my songs, and try to relate. Hopefully people relate to it as well, Sometimes life kicks you in the ass, but you still gotta get up and keep it going,
Yeah, absolutely.
How bad the situation is. You can't just lay down and die and sulk and be depressed, and, there's always something positive out of bad, you just gotta find it. So that's kind of what it is, falling down and getting back up,
I love that, because there's a lot of songs about the situation that you might have gone through, but not necessarily too many songs that are talking about the hope in the end of it. So
Right.
that's I love that. That's a very positive message. And those are exactly what I was just talking about. Those are the kind of songs I think everybody, especially in these times, that need them the most. We need to know it's okay to be angry or whatever the situation is.
That's the positive message behind it.
Mm-hmm. Love that. All right, everybody, here you go. Here is Tragic's Nothing to No One.
Why don't you fly to me and reveal what's on your mind? Why do you hate me? I can see it in your eyes. Now I'm falling apart. How did I make it this far? It's like I'm falling apart. Consequences of a broken heart. So save me from this pain. killing me. So save me from this pain, 'cause I can't feel a thing. So many things I wish I could change, so many things I wish I could say. I'm broken from mistakes that I've made, but I'm not going out that way.
All right, all right, all right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was such a cool song, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. This one,
Awesome.
I hope that you take this as a compliment. That there, as like per the vocals, it's like a mixture to me. I mean, I'm hearing like a little bit of like Aaron Lewis, like back in the old Aaron Lewis days. Have you been told that before? Like you kind of have that raw tone about you.
Yeah, that's a compliment for sure. I love old Sting, like back in the old days.
That whole era of music.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, no, it was funny because I was actually outside. I know nobody else is supposed to see the new video, but I was doing my research on it, and my sister happened to be with me, and she's like, "Is that a new song from Aaron Lewis?" She's like, "Did he go back old school?" She got like all excited, and I was like, "No, but you can check out this band. It's called Tragic."
Maybe we get Lewis to see it.
Right. So you might got a new fan right there. So, but yeah, I thought I'd mention that. I thought that was pretty funny. But
That's
so
cool. They did a cover of Epiphany by Stain, and Josh absolutely kills it. And,
Yeah.
we're also working in another cover. Can't give it away, but for one of our shows. So we're huge fans of Stain. Definitely. Yeah.
I love that. Well, that's awesome then. But yeah, I can definitely hear that tone in your voice, which is amazing. So to hear somebody else kind of have that, it's still you, like it's still got your uniqueness to it.
Right.
But like just as like people, like when they hear me sometimes, especially for a long time, they were like, "Oh, you sound a lot like OTEP," and I was just like, "Listen, I'm Raven, okay."
People always want to. People want to be able to compare you to something.
I know, and that's okay. That's
Style
okay.
of drumming or style of vocals. Everybody wants to have something to compare it to.
Yeah, I mean that's a compliment as well.
Yeah, for
too.
sure.
It is.
Great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I've seen OTEP in concert. They were great.
I got to play with her twice.
Nice.
Awesome,
Pretty
man.
awesome.
That's all.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome, and she messed with me a lot though,
Yeah.
because she's like really strong, right? She's this little bitty, really strong, right? And so the second time I see her, she's like yelling at me to come over because we're by her bus, and she's got her weights out there with Hans Gruber. I don't know if you saw last year. Well, it was 2016. She had like a huge dude that was playing the guitar for her.
Got it.
I call him Hans Gruber, because he was just so big.
I think for sure.
But his name was John Riley, I believe it was. But anyway, she's like, "Lift some weights with me, Raven." And I went over and I went to go lift this weight. This weight must have been 200 pounds. I don't know. I couldn't lift it. Whatever. And I just looked at her and I was just like, "Really, Shemaya?" And she's like, she starts laughing at me. I was like, "You did that on purpose. You know what? I'm walking away from you." But me and her messed with each other a lot. She was really cool with me and my band, but I know that she kind of went through her little thing with other bands and things like that. But as artists, we go through all kinds of crazy stuff, especially as we start to grow and get bigger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think singers more so mentally than anybody. Yeah.
Well, because like we're usually kind of the face, if you will, because that's we're right in the center of the stage. So it's a lot easier to just focus the eye to the center. But that's, I think, why. Do you guys like take turns, like when you're on stage, kind of moving around? Obviously not you, drummer, but but as for like guitar.
Yeah, I'll make them float around one day.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just pull them up and go straight down the center. There you go.
Oh, and scoot forward, and we just part it out of the way.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
We're kind of all over the place. I mean, I kind of go all over the place. I'm usually not just straight center, but I kind of lose myself when I get on stage a little bit. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm always moving.
Yeah.
I'm very good afterwards. So
It's kind of fun. We want everyone to have like a, because most, fans or audience will focus more on the singer. We just want everyone, we're all going around having fun on stage. So, we want the focus to be on everyone.
put out the energy is what we try to do.
Yeah.
I love that. Have you ever heard of a band called Oceano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, their original drummer,
Yeah.
I think it was Nathan was his name. I met him up in Lawrence and got to see them play with Born of Osiris, and it was another amazing band. But so I'm up there. I kid you not, this kid was fantastic on the drums. I couldn't take my eyes off of him. It was one of those things, like I just kind of moved towards the side of the stage and just recorded him because his just charisma was just flowing around that drum set. It was insane.
He's definitely one of the rare species type of people where it's just like you can't duplicate what he does. He's very, very different.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And that's something else too, like music has evolved so much in the last 10 years, so much in the last 20 years. And do not get me wrong, I love 80s and Slayer and all these other bands that came out, but I feel like today's music has evolved in something so amazing. A lot of people are like, oh, music today isn't what it was, and I'm like, thank God, because we're supposed to evolve. Yeah, we're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to, I guess I could say it like this. I started playing piano when I was 3, and my mother was a music teacher, so instruments and me were always just a thing. But I was playing, it was Beethoven, and it was for Elise. I was about 6 or 7, and I was changing it, right? I was changing it on the piano. My mom was like, that's not how you play it. You're playing it wrong. And I said, no, this is how they wrote it. I'm finishing it. They're dead now.
I've always enjoyed original music, when playing my own original music versus playing covers.
Yeah, and I think even if you do play a cover, if you can add you to it and make it your own, like literally make it your own. And there's several out there that have done that. Like I love Marilyn Manson's cover of Sweet Dreams. I think that is an amazing cover. But so many people are like, no, you can't get past the original. Well, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, huge credit goes out to the original artist for creating that song, but for somebody to take it and even up the ante and make it something you just wouldn't even have thought of.
Yeah, that was perfect for him. I mean, I don't think anybody else could have done that song but Marilyn.
Yeah, I agree.
That was just perfect and genius for him to do that. So.
Okay, I have a question for your guitarist, because this has been like a huge debate, and you guys have probably had the debate in Florida too. All right, we're gonna go down to the band Shinedown. All right, so they remade. You know what I'm getting ready to say, don't you? You know what I'm getting ready to say. All right, so they remade that song Simple Man, right?
Right.
Every guitarist I've ever talked to hates it. And the reason why they hate it is because they cut out the solo. Do you feel the same way?
I feel like the music today's day and age kind of got away from doing solos and stuff, because maybe it's just too hard or something. But I don't know. I think realistically, like, it's however you feel like the mix should sound, If they didn't feel like solos were needed, you kind of reminded me of The Devil Went Down to Georgia and how many people actually covered that one recently, and there's definitely different versions of All It Takes, and honestly, I like Nickelback's version the most out of all of them, just because they did the best guitar shredding on it, you know, and did the actual violin, or whatever you want to call it. What is it?
Fiddle.
The fiddle.
Fiddle.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did fiddle justice, you know what I mean?
I don't think I've heard Nickelback's version of that. I think I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out.
It's good. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, even Korn did a version of it with Yellow Wolf, the rapper, too, which is crazy, but...
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just finally got to meet a couple of the members of Korn recently. That was pretty cool. Well, it wasn't recent, but it was before all this Corona.
Ray Luzier, their drummer, is one of my big inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Made incredible drummer, and I was a big fan of Korn growing up, and they kind of lost me, you know, a few years back. But I've always, you know, really been a fan of Ray Luzier's drum style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some pretty amazing. I was really sad when Joey left Slipknot because I've always been a huge Slipknot fan. So.
Well, I kind of prefer Jay Weinberg. There's a hot take there.
He's really awesome. He really is awesome. I think, is there an argument going on there? Is there?
Just it happens, you know what I mean? As bands evolve, I feel like, you know, things happen and people want to take different venues or different paths, you know what I mean, that the rest of the band maybe doesn't agree with or doesn't work with the scheduling or whatever it may be. But I feel like the replacement drummers, you know what I mean?
I think
they're
really
always
back issues is what
gotta be top of the line to take somebody's job. Just been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he does Joey justice.
Yeah, he's got an incredible backstory because he's a son of a famous drummer, Max Weinberg, and he was a fan of Slipknot at like 12 years old, and went to their shows. And then at the age of 23, he was playing drums for them.
Yeah.
And he's been with them for a while now.
Everybody proud of you guys.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, but Joey's still,
Yeah, Joey's a legend.
Yeah, and you know it's awesome to know that he's, you know, I bet it's awesome for him too to know that he's kind of coming to his own right in that, you know what I mean? And so many musicians out there, there's so much talent, and it's crazy, you know. And I think we're starting to come into a time where, obviously it's not the 80s anymore. We're not going to get signed by these big record labels and get mansions immediately and be flown to Europe and blah blah blah.
Right.
I think independent artists are kind of gonna start to take the lead on some things because, you know, everybody's kind of expected to produce material so quickly.
Mostly, I would just think the cost of recording these days has gotten a lot cheaper, where your average Joe would have to go through other, you know, means of getting there. Now you can just buy some things that are not that expensive and have your own recording out there, and I think that kind of promotes that independent thing, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Technology has made things a lot easier to, to record. Get out there on the internet.
It can also be a good thing.
Right.
You know? It's a bad thing in the sense where it's a bunch of bad artists flooding the market. You know what I mean? It's like hard to choose the good ones from there, but in the end, it all works out.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's something to touch base on too, is the fact that, you know, because technology has gotten so advanced, especially with equipment, with studio, things like this. I mean, you could literally be a shit singer, go into the studio, and your album, all of a sudden, you're like the most amazing singer, and you're like, wait, what? I mean,
you know, so.
well, I see, and that's the thing. Like, to me, you know, and I'm sure you as a vocalist as well. To me, it's like almost like a stab. It's like, listen, if you can't really sing, then
you still see lip sync performances. I mean,
I know.
Tommy Lee did something recently with that Twale or whatever, the rapper, and there was a performance on ESPN, and it was just, you could tell it was all backing tracks. They actually had John Five playing guitar and Tommy Lee playing drums, and they're like, looked like he was air guitaring, and he's an incredible guitar player.
Wow.
Yeah, auto-tune really took things to it. Auto-tune just makes shitty vocalists good, you know?
I
like
know.
you said.
That to me, I guess it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's just, for me, I'm like, if I see somebody auto-tuned or and people make the argument, oh, every vocalist in the world is auto-tuned. I'm like, I'm not.
No.
I go into the studio. He doesn't have to auto-tune me because I know my notes. I have a music degree. I have, you know, all the. I studied this to be able to do what I'm doing today. Now, not everybody needs that. Some literally can just learn it, and some have a natural talent to it, or both.
I guess it goes through the same thing with like digital drums these days and guitar, you know, soft synths for amplifiers instead of the real stuff. But
Yeah, and I think that makes it even harder for a lot of musicians because because they sound so full, right? They sound so full. But I think in the end of the day, I think there are still really smart fans out there that are like, you know what, and they appreciate, especially the runs.
It's back to that live show, I feel like, too, because, I mean, if you're not playing live, for me, when I was growing up listening to music, if I went and saw a band and they were terrible live, that was it for me. I was like, all right, never mind. Like, so it's kind of that balance between having that good production in the studio versus being also good live. And
you got to perform your sound live. You get in the studio.
But the thing is, nowadays, you know, we're running backing tracks live, and you know, they're running.
But then, you know,
And I think it's okay to do like certain backing sounds, especially like your intros, you know, to have this, you know, grandeur of an intro for your show and things like that. But when you have like, especially like vocals,
you're running main vocals.
I'm like, and for me, I don't think I could ever do that just for the simple fact I always change up every show. Like every show is always different. I'm pausing in the middle of our songs sometimes. You know, depends on the situation. I'm like, how would you do that if you have backing tracks? You'd screw it all up.
Yeah, it becomes kind of robotic. You know, the whole show is just laid out. You know.
Yeah.
For me, I get a good feeling if I'm in the studio and I do it myself with nothing. And I might do this one part 50 freaking times, but at the end of the day, when I nail it, I feel accomplished. I want to feel accomplishment, you know?
Yeah.
Not, okay, well, that's decent, just put some auto-tune on it and let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Smooth that sharp note, you know, down just a little bit.
I'm still kind of old school when it comes to that, you know? I mean, we have perfect opportunity to throw auto-tune on something, okay, we're good, but it's like, where's the accomplishment?
You record real tube amps too, so there's that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you as a vocalist, do you do like your screams on those as well, or?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Did any of the other guys help with like on live performances with that, or how does that work for you?
Andrew does. Nobody else can scream, which I'm really upset about.
It's hard. It's hard. It's just like I understand your pain. I understand your pain because like I have a keyboardist and he's like he tries, but he sounds like some pterodactyl. I'm just like, okay, quit.
Yeah. Andrew does a lot of backup singing with me, which is great. That helps out a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it adds an element of layering too when you're doing it live, especially.
Sounds great. I mean, some of my most favorite bands have done that. You know, I'm a huge fan of Seven Dust, and you got John singing, you got Morgan screaming, you got Clint and John singing as well, and it sounds really cool and great and beautiful live. You know, it sounds awesome.
I'm hearing a message here, boys. I think you other three got to start practicing. See, I got you. I got you.
It's tough, man. To sing and scream.
You have to give us some lessons sometime.
I could do it. I actually give lessons, so just let me know.
Awesome.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow I have another student. Tomorrow, she wants to learn how to do gutturals.
Oh wow,
yeah.
See, I'm not too great at gutturals.
Well, I can teach you. It's pretty easy if you think about it. It's literally like, think about it like a dog grunt. Comes from your gut. It's pretty easy. That's like the beginning.
That's me. And not so much singing 101, right? You know?
right.
Come down there.
There's a lot of great things. There's actually the Zen of Screaming, I think is what it's called, or something like that. She's came out like 10 years ago. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've all watched that. That's where I kind of learned.
Yeah.
To do my, you know.
And there's a lot of things you can do. Like one of the methods that I teach my students is you get a great big, you know, like the Hawaiian punch that you buy, the great big plastic case. I get that, and you fill it about 3/4 full of water, and get one of those great big long fat straws, the great big long ones. And I want you to take it and put that, you know, put your straw all the way almost in to where it's just barely touching the bottom, just barely. I want you to force the air, and if you have too many bubbles, you're doing it wrong.
Right? That's really smart.
So there's one hint for you there if you want to learn from there. So
I'm gonna do it.
Quick lesson, right?
I'm gonna do a video of me doing that tomorrow.
there you go. There you go. Be like, Raven told me.
Yeah. I'll take all the tips.
Right? Well, let's definitely get to this next song. I want to make sure everybody gets to hear all of these. This next one is actually, now, just to know, this is a Johnny Cash cover or this is the 9 cover?
Okay, so there's a huge debacle about this. We know that Nine Inch Nails originally wrote it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're more influenced by the Johnny Cash version. So we said, okay, we're gonna, instead of saying, cover of Nine Inch Nails, we're gonna just make it a tribute to Johnny Cash. So this was us kind of honoring Johnny Cash and one of the songs that we really like that he covered.
Yeah, his version of it.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love Johnny Cash. I do. I mean,
Right.
he was such a genius with a lot of things. And you know what's funny or crazy is that I thought that Johnny had was it Johnny that originally wrote it?
No, not
Nine Inch Nails
See,
did
I thought Johnny originally wrote this song, and when I found out 9 did, I was like,
Cash
Oh.
song. Like, it sounds like a Cash original type
it
song.
does, it does.
Yeah.
But he, that's Johnny for you. He makes a song sound like it's his. He wrote that. Love it. I love it.
Love Johnny Cash.
I do too. I do too. I don't think there's much to explain about this song. I think most everybody knows this song and knows the meaning behind it, and I think it's affected so many people in so many different ways. And I think for so many of us as musicians, I have good friends that are like really doing well in the music industry and have been for a very long time. This, I think, hits them on a different level as well because it speaks a lot of truth.
Oh, yeah.
It's not what everybody thinks it is. We do music because we love it. But the bigger you get, the more crazier and it gets.
Yeah, I think the message transcends to a lot of people. Yeah, so that was a good thing about it is everybody can get what they want out of it no matter what situation they're in. Yeah. So.
I love that. I love that. Make sure you mute over there on your side, and here we go. This is their cover of Johnny Cash's Hurt.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel a focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember every You are someone else, but I'm still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend, everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have me all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I will let you down. I will find the way.
Love it. So good, guys. It's so good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
And you know, I think it's an amazing thing, even with you guys being such a new band, to do such an intimate acoustic type set like that on a song. It really shows a lot about you guys. You guys can go hardcore, you guys can go acoustic. Not everybody can do that, you know. So kudos to you guys being able to do that and doing it so well.
Well, we're big fans of the old MTV Unplugged.
Mm. I wish they would bring MTV. I wish they would bring it back, like the actual. You know what? It was such a cool idea. I had the coolest idea ever. I was like, okay, so what if they took the old idea of MTV, right? The videos, all of that stuff, and when you have exclusives and things like that, intertwined it with like the new technology of social media and had it to where people can like be live like they would and be watching it and type in, say hi, and these bands could respond.
Right. Yeah, that would be awesome, right?
I know. I have the best ideas ever, but I don't have all the money for it.
Right. Yeah. There's no music on there at all now, so it's like.
I know. It's just, it makes me angry. I saw this meme that said something like happy birthday to MTV for like it was like been on air for like 30 years, but been in TV for like 15 or something like that.
Terrible. Right.
Yeah, I was like, that's more truth than they said. Yeah. So.
VH1 pop-up video.
Oh yeah,
I love those too. I love those too. Those are great.
Trivia.
They would take all away our good stuff, assholes.
Yeah, staying up late to watch Headbangers Ball too. I mean,
Yeah.
Right. So tell everybody, just by listening to, some of your work and stuff, what are your influences? What each of you, I would like to hear from each of you, kind of, where does this come from? What, growing up, what did you listen to that inspired you, I guess, to be who you are today?
I think we all got a very large influence. Me, I was kind of the new metal era. What brought me into listening to rock music was just like Linkin Park had just came out, and Stuff and Dust, and you mentioned Manson and like Limp Bizkit and all those new metal bands. And then I had an older brother that was really into blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Leonard Skinner and Allman Brothers, and so I grew up listening to that as well, and Metallica, Pantera, all that stuff.
Love that.
Yeah, it was the same with me. Me and Jeremiah actually grew up together. We've been best friends since middle school.
Yeah.
So we both grew up on the same stuff. I think what really changed it for me was definitely, the Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit, Korn, that whole new metal era was around the time where we were really getting influenced by music. We were at that age where it was, really hitting us pretty heavy. And I think it was a new sound, a different sound. I think it was cool, and it opened more doors, for, like you said, music evolving. Now I think back then was kind of music evolving and opening doors for more, genres, and you had, just a whole different style, and that was really, influenced me a lot,
Yeah, new metal was was my thing too. I mean, that's why we gel so well together. That same Korn, Fred Durst. I remember watching MTV, and like was it like 5 o'clock or whatever, and there'd be the battle between them and Britney Spears and Mike Thorough and stuff like that. And Korn probably going up on #1 with Issues.
I remember seeing Linkin Park One Step Closer on MTV, and that was like the first time I'd seen somebody like on TV with like colored hair and eyebrow rings and all that look that they had,
grunge look.
Yeah, it was like, it was different, So.
I've always been a fan of like the '90s alternative, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, Nirvana. I'm a huge fan of Cold. There's a lot of different spectrum there.
I think, you guys kind of focused on new metal, which is all of us for sure, but I think ultimately too, we've all had a lot of different genres that influence a lot of stuff. Like, I know I've definitely heard Josh singing some songs I would have never thought ever that he would know, but I mean, I started probably the first CDs that I bought were like the Beatles CDs and all the Led Zeppelin CDs, and I kind of got lost in that first.
Yeah.
And then
That was
I'm
the start.
311 and
Yeah.
then I started skateboarding a lot, and just being in that kind of pushed me into the punk scene, and I was down with punk music for a really long time, and that's all we listened to, and then Metallica and Pantera came around, and then it was like mind-blowing, just like, holy shit, I need to learn how to play that on guitar.
Right?
Yeah, and then you just kept going, with all the other bands, Parkway Drive, Avenged
love
Sevenfold, all that, so.
We're just huge music fans. I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
that's just it. I mean,
You guys like together collectively though, I can see that. Like, what an amazing history of your influences together. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. But I was like that too. If we were to talk about our band's influences, ours are crazy. Like, I started off with liking bands that were way older, like Duran Duran.
Right.
I love Prince. I liked
to
Madonna. Yeah, I wanted to be Madonna, and then I grew up and was like, oh, I'm better than Madonna.
Not alone.
Yeah, I'm an 80s baby. My mom was pumping Def Leppard and all that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
So I still listen to that stuff.
See, that's what's weird for me. Like, my
White
parents,
Snake.
being Portuguese, they played a lot of Bob Marley, which was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
I listen to a lot of that now. I like.
By the way, you
Listen
can't
to
see
that.
it, but I'm totally wearing Bob Marley shirt right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's creatively, as a true artist, your likes, they span all over the place. I think truly, as a true artist, they really do. Because if you enclose yourself into just one type, you're really kind of just not allowing yourself to be open to your own creativity. That's kind of my thought process on it. And you guys seem to be exactly a prime example. You guys go all over the place with your likes, with who you've been influenced by, and you can see the amazing work that you put together. And I just want you to know, I'm super, super excited for you guys. I think 2021 is going to be such a amazing year for you guys.
Yeah, we hope so too. We got a tour coming 2021, Florida, Georgia, kind of southern area. So yeah, we're gonna hit 2021 on the ground running. So
Yeah, you guys got to come to Midwest. They would love you over here.
Let's get over there. Find some place, and
we'd love to come play with
definitely
Oh yeah, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma. Oh my God, you guys would do so amazing in Oklahoma.
all right.
Yeah.
The place is cracked.
Have you ever heard of Rocklahoma? Have you ever heard of Rocklahoma?
No.
Okay, so you're over there in Florida, so you've heard of Blue Ridge Rock Festival.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Blue Ridge Rock Festival. So it's like you have these major big festivals that are around the country. It's that, and I'm telling you, Oklahoma people, you want to camp. I ain't playing with you. We did it 3 years in a row. We played in front of over 350 people in a camp stage.
Right?
Yeah.
We're working on, getting an RV and some tents and stuff. So
I know the RV is the hardest. I ain't playing, like, for real. I'm just like, can somebody just endorse us?
What the show Winnebago has, we'll take it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I bought a bus. Well, not a bus. It was a van, a big van, and I was like, I got 4 boys in my van. They're gonna be great. They'll just redo everything. They'll fix it all up. I'll decorate. They'll fix it up.
nice.
No, none of them are mechanically inclined, and I was just like, well, this is a waste of money. Okay.
I started looking too, honestly, and like, Paulo and I,
They're both mechanics.
yeah, we both used to be mechanics, and so we're ready to tear something apart and make it happen,
Okay, that's it. I'm firing 2 of my members, and I'm bringing you guys in. Okay, y'all 4 can come. Y'all 4 can come.
Good road crew.
So did you ever play anywhere in Springfield, Missouri then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
I played all over the Midwest.
Springfield.
Yeah. We gosh, I played
Remington's, did you ever play Remington's? I guess they changed the name since then, but had a couple of different cool venues.
in Springfield.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. I've been doing this for about 15, 20 years. This is my second band. This band is probably only about 3.5 years old. The band I was in prior to this was Apparition. So, but I didn't ever really take it like far because like the members didn't want to really go outside of Kansas. They were just happy to just play for people in the basement, which, that's fine, but for me, it got to a point to where I was just like, I'm ready to take it further than that. Yeah. And so that's why I was just like, I'm leaving, and that's kind of what happened. But it was my baby. That's always the hardest to give up your first. But it is what it is, and I'm glad I did it because our first year we already hit like I think 12 different music charts with our song Wrath and Greed. So it just like blew up. It really, really did. So
This being a new band, we've all had previous bands where, with different issues, which you know all about, and so we all came in here together knowing, that stuff not to do when you're in a band.
Well, yeah. Tell me kind of a little bit about that. Tell me about kind of your past. Each one of you, kind of what kind of led you to where you guys all 4 are today.
I'll say that.
I already know their story.
Yeah, me and Josh have been friends a long time, and he had a band that was doing pretty well prior to this. That he wasn't really getting a whole lot of support in, from the people around him there, and so things didn't work out. And me and him kind of started this as just, writing music.
I have a question for you as the vocalist, or like previous to this band, because this happened to me. I wrote a lot of the music. I wrote all the lyrics. And then when it came time to certain things, whenever it started getting to a point to where when I was giving my input, they were like, you're just the vocalist. You're just the lyricist. You probably need to go over there.
Right.
Did that happen to you?
Well, to be honest, this is my first project doing vocals. In the past, I played guitar and bass in my other bands and did some backup vocals. But I would say that they should have aimed that towards the bass player because the bass players are worthless. Not the vocalist. I'm just kidding. But that's kind of shitty, right? You come across that stuff in bands, and that's kind of like a red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, it sucks because you get to a point where that's your baby, and it's really hard to walk away from it. But sometimes you got to see the red flags and just call it what it is. I know I'm at the point in my life where I'm getting older, and I don't have very many startovers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And and that's something too that like. I guess I always thought about it like I knew no matter what I did, if I got too old to sing or I got whatever, I couldn't sing anymore, I couldn't perform anymore. No matter how it looks, I'm always going to be involved with music somehow in one way or another. If that makes sense, because it's almost like, I don't know about you guys, but especially you as a vocalist, like singing is like air to me. Like being on stage is like air to me. If I'm not doing it, it's almost like I can't breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary for me because I've always played guitar and bass, and so I've always kind of been in the background, and I'm happy and fine with that. So this go around being up front is kind of scary.
He's done a good job though.
Not a great job, though.
Yeah. So
He's spreading his wings.
Just
Yeah.
advice, just be crazy. Just be like, if somebody's listening to crazy, be crazier.
Yeah, it's like dancing.
I've always been good at crazy a little bit, so I'm okay with that. But for me, even on guitar, man, there's always been like this switch. Like, cause I'm a really calm and like I don't talk much and kind of stay to
Right,
myself
so
type
this
of
is
person.
definitely outside the
So but
boundaries.
when I hit that stage, like something just clicks, man, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing at the moment, but I know I'm having a lot of fucking fun.
I think it's probably more like a comfortable, like when you feel comfortable. It's like being on stage feels comfortable. Yeah. It's kind of like this interview. Like you said that you don't talk a lot, but I'm telling you what, you won't shut the fuck up. No, I'm just playing.
When it's time to talk, I can talk. Yeah.
No, I'm playing. No, I love it. But I'm one of those people that I'm really down to earth, and like I could never be one of those that like snooty to like fans or anybody after a show. I'm like over there, let's party, let's do this.
Yeah.
Right? Those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I get it to a point when you get so big, like you are, I don't know, when you get to a point to where like the safety of your life is at stake, I get you need to be careful and you got to have security. But something else too that I always never liked about like the bigger bands, and you guys give me your opinion on it, but the cost of the backstage passes.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like you
Pretty-
have these major fans, right? These major fans that really want to meet you, and they really just want to talk to you, and to be able to have them come to you, and you're paying $300, $400, $500 for these major bands, and I'm thinking, why are you doing that? Like, why don't you have a contest? That's what if you're that big, have a contest and like be like, okay, we're gonna pick 60 people to do this for free.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do it, but I mean, they used to, back years ago, they used to do like the free signings and shit before shows and stuff, I always thought that was cool.
Well,
People
they've
didn't
got-
have to pay, they could just walk in and.
I've done a paid meet before.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't have those anymore. Everybody has to pay for everything, and I think it's just crazy. Like,
Getting in there and, saying, hey, we need you guys to do this, I feel, obviously we're not there, but one of my favorite bands, again, Cold. There's a Cold fan page on Facebook, or Cold fan group on there, and the band members are on there, and they're chatting with us, and even Scooter Ward will get on there every once in a while, and he,
I love
did-
that.
I did a little thing where like they released their new album, and I did like a little video of me singing, and just kind of stupid, and I posted it on there, and Scooter Ward even went on there and said, "Oh, nice job, don't be taking my job, man." I'm like, "No, I could never do that." It's really cool having that interaction. I think a lot of artists are starting to do more of the online stuff, and
Forced to adapt.
yeah.
Well, I think it was more of like a mindset of for a very long time that you as an artist need to stay mysterious, and your private life and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to keep my private life still private, but you got to be a mystery and all these things. And I'm thinking, why? I am the
Right.
goofiest, down to earth girl you'd ever meet in your life. Like, I trip over myself. I laugh at myself because I say a lot of stupid things, and then but I think people really need to see that. They need to understand that I am just like you. I'm just another person that has this gift over here in music. Just like I told this one guy, he was just like, "Oh my God, you were so amazing," and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, "What do you do for a living?" And he's like, "I'm a welder." I was like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing. I could never do that."
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think people understand that, yes, what we do is great and we can change lives, but there are so many other people can do the same thing and be so great at it. And just because we're in the industry doesn't mean that your life as the fan or the person who can't do music, your life is any less. You literally are important just as much.
We just want to connect with people on a personal level. We don't, we're not seeking any sort of notoriety or anything like that. I mean, just people to enjoy it, and the feedback that you give us on the 2 songs that you heard already, has been great, and that's, that's what we're after the most.
Just trying to stay as full as possible.
And you guys out there that are watching this right now, I want you to make sure you guys give these guys some hearts. We got one more song. Let's talk about it, guys. I want to make sure to get this in. This last song is called Enemy. Now, everybody, this just released. So this is an exclusive. Guys, tell everybody out there a little bit about this song.
Yeah, so we wrote this a couple of years ago.
A year ago.
A year ago, actually. Almost, 2 days ago, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
But I wrote this song, I mean, meaning-wise, I mean, I was in the mindset, the whole COVID thing, everything going on. I was really frustrated with, the establishment and the people that run everything. I was really frustrated with all, people that run our country for us. I think they're doing a shitty job at all of it. So I kind of expressed that, and I feel like the people that are supposed to be there for us are becoming our enemies. So that's kind of what the song's about, sleeping with the enemy is a lyric in the chorus. And that's kind of what it's based on, just kind of rage at an establishment and the people that were put in place to help us are really just drowning us right now, I feel like, and we're kind of helpless, and I just didn't like it, so I wrote about it.
I love it. And it's so avant-garde, if you will, to be able to do a kind of song like that right now, because everybody's so scared to say their opinion or talk about it.
I think the song leaves an open interpretation as well,
Right.
I love it. I think it's an amazing video. I'm so glad you guys was able to give it to me to release this a couple days after its actual final exclusive. So this is your guys' exclusive. It's a new music video. I'm super proud of you guys for finally getting this put together. After everything was said and done, what are your thoughts and feelings about the song and the video?
First, I think I kind of speak for everyone. We mentioned earlier we did a live performance at one of the stage or one of the venues here, and the videographer there really liked our stuff and very supportive and actually wanted to team up with us. And Joey's over here right now, and he's the one that really helped put everything together. We have to give him props.
Well, let's get him in. If you could get in real quick, let's say hi to Joey. Come on in, Joey. Come on in.
Guys, so he's gonna be like, yeah. Right
oh, come on in. Don't be shy. Hi, Joey. How are you?
Thank you.
So thank you, Joey, for what you've done for the band.
Yeah. Thank you.
Does Joey want to say anything?
Oh no, I'm good.
Joey's like, no, I'm good. I'm behind the scenes. I'm over here. It's nice to meet you, Joey. Good job, man. Good job.
So, we've been trying to do everything in-house, and with Joey coming in and helping us out, we've got a bunch of other people that's been behind us too. It's been awesome. We wouldn't have been able to do any of this without help from others and doing the DIY.
Yeah.
Where we shot it from was a concrete factory. So it was all blocked off and locked up. We actually got a hold of the guy that owned it and sent him the song, and he listened to it and approved us for us and gave us the key to go in there and shoot it at the location that we shot at, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
I kind of dug it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jeremy came out there.
So we had a lot of people on board, and we really did this music video on a really, approachable budget. I think we might have spent, $500-600 on this whole thing.
We spent about $200 in starter fluid for our flamethrower.
Yeah.
But
that was too much cost. We actually bought those flamethrowers off of Amazon.
You can't do it on stage. Heck yeah. Especially outdoor events.
So we had this idea, and Joey came in and really just knocked it out of the park, which was great because, you know,
The lighting.
we've tested waters with other videographers, and it seemed like we had to press them as to what we were looking for. And with Joey, it was like the first shot he took, it's like, you got it, dude. We don't have to do anything. You know, we're going to sit back and let him do his thing. And he knocked it out of the park, and we're super happy with it. And
Yeah.
I really think it brings,
Especially his first music video.
it brings it all together, you know.
Did you
even
say this
the
is his first
video.
music video?
It's his first music video. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He's saying the next one's gonna be better, so we gotta see what we can do on it.
Ah,
Yeah.
well,
All audio and stuff, dude.
everybody out there, yeah, give him applause. That's amazing. Because first music video. Do you guys remember making your first song?
Yeah.
It was never good. Okay, like and
Right.
this is his first music video. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even. Okay, tell him behind the scenes there. He needs
He
to befriend me because I wanna befriend him and possibly do some work with him in the future if this is his first music video because this is amazing.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, let's get to this song. This is their exclusive right here. This is Enemy. Hey, you guys, do them a real quick introduction of the song and with your band name, and we're gonna go with that.
Okay. We're Tragic, and this is our song Enemy. Hope you enjoy it.
In today's news, massive protests and riots break out worldwide. Citizens are now met with opposition from government officials. When will the oppression end?
Of a broken system, they feeding us lies with no apologies. Population control, they try to take our song, but we ain't taking. Yeah, we ain't taking.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. It is such an amazing song. I am so looking forward to your guys' journey and watching this. I know you guys are still really new, but you guys are really going to go very, very far. Just keep plugging away, keep being you, keep being real, keep doing the music you're doing. So many people are going to appreciate that. And all of you out there that are watching, make sure you give these guys hearts so you can show them how much you love them. And if you can for me, boys, tell me where, if somebody wants to find you, you know, what's the best places to find you, to get your merch, I got so many questions right now, so let's start with that.
All right, so we just have our own website called it's tragicband.com. We're constantly trying to change it and get it up and running, but it's going to have our merchandise on there.
Should be a one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's going to have everything on there.
Facebook, like YouTube, Instagram, all that.
Yeah, press kit on there too. So we'll have everything. So Tragic Band would be the easiest way to find us. A link to our Facebook page, which is Tragic 850, our YouTube page, which is also Tragic 850.
What is the 850, the area code?
Yeah. So a lot of people use the name Tragic. We had
Gotcha.
to add our area code to there. So we represent 850.
I'm 316. No, I'm just
But yeah, it's one-stop shop. You go to tragicband.com, you can find our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything on there. So that, go sign up for our email list too, so you can get, any type of, we'll do discounts and deals through our email if you subscribe to our email list and stuff like that. Just cool little stuff that.
now, is
other
that through
people-
the website, or is there other places?
The website, yeah.
Okay.
And
It's going through maintenance right now. We're updating some stuff on it right now.
We're active on
You
it.
ain't even lying. I so understand this talk right here. I'm just like, because like people are like, oh, Raven, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, okay, go get me a team.
Right.
I'm like, this is a lot of work, okay? I just
people-
wanted to make music. That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, I have to do that and not have to worry about all the other bullshit. Huh?
I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's so much to it. And you know, like, so how did you guys like do the press kit? Did you? Because we went like the cheapest way we could, which was through Reverb, because it ties everything in.
Right. So the website, I think it's Bandzoogle is what we're using, and we still don't have it down to science yet. But most EPK's got your about me, a few band images, some promo stuff, something short and sweet. That's pretty much what we got up on the website.
Do you have like the widgets to where it connects like your where all your fans are and all those widgets like that? Does it connect all of that, or just like Reverb does that? But does your website do that?
For location, yeah. I mean, we've got Reverb Nation. We haven't been too active on there. The website, we haven't played around with it enough to see if it's got location on there or not.
Yeah, that's something we found out like in the beginning of what we did, like because a lot of big festivals they want an RPA or a digital or a DBK or something like that, right? And we were like, okay, what is the best way for a new band who's on a low budget to figure out how to get exactly what they're needing to be able to play these bigger festivals? And literally, I'll just tell you, just from my experience, that not a lot of people use Reverb, but the industry does. So, so like big festivals and things like that. The reason why Reverb was a great choice, unless there's a way to have a widget on your website that connects like all those platforms together, Reverb will do it for you. And that was the reason why we went with that. But it was a great outlet because you can utilize it to send to some of these bigger festivals. And the reason why I'm saying this to you guys is I want to see you at these bigger festivals. I want to see you there. We're going to be playing Blue Ridge Rock Festival this next year, so I want you guys to get in there talk to people. If you need some people to talk to, I can send some names your way.
Definitely.
Have you guys thought about that?
A local band in town, the Fly the Tire, I think they played Blue Ridge last year, and they were from Tallahassee.
What's
So
their name?
that's who we're going on tour with. So maybe we can get in with whoever they got to get into Blue Ridge. So there's been some bands from Cali that's played that too. So
What's the band? What's the band?
Defy the Tyrant.
What is it?
Defy the Tyrant.
I don't think I know who that is.
Yeah.
They must be over there on the East Coast.
Yeah,
They're from Tallahassee here. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm still so new to over there on the East Coast stuff. The only people that I really know that's really further that way would be in New York. There's a place called the Chance Theater.
Right.
Do you know? It's like at Poughkeepsie, New York. Do you guys know anything
I know
about that?
It is up there.
Me too.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The Chance Theater.
I feel like I've heard of that for sure, but not too familiar with it.
Yeah, I only passed through Poughkeepsie.
I guess iHeartRadio has a lot to do with this place as well. There's a great promoter and DJ that we know very well. But that's like the only thing I know. We were literally in our first year got connected on a great level and was going to be playing with Hatebreed on a show, and then we were going to do another show just right after that. It was going to be just a really cool like week in New York, and it didn't happen. Long story short, promoter lied. Anyway, gotta watch out for those people, you know. But
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to so much from you guys, and thank you for allowing me to give this interview and do your guys' exclusive on that new song.
Yeah, we appreciate you for reaching out to us.
Absolutely.
That was pretty cool, and we're glad we got to do this all together, and hopefully it helps all of us out, right? You know.
Absolutely. I would love for us to play with you guys at some point. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be
If
awesome.
you want to take that long trek, we'll set you up on something.
Hell yeah! And you come over this way. Let's do.
Yeah.
Shoot, we can just do a tour. Just do a circle.
Right.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, because we haven't been to Florida yet, so
Right.
It's starting to cool down now, so it's a good time to come down.
absolutely.
It's still hot at 90
Yeah.
something today.
We'll talk more. 2021. Who knows what's going to happen? I know you guys are going to be busy. We're going to be busy, but we'll figure this out, and we will do something for sure.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you everyone for watching too. And,
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you guys out there, you go over to their Facebook page, make sure that you like and you follow. Go to their YouTube page and make sure that you are liking and you follow and hit that little bell button. Subscribe and hit the bell button, because that gives you the opportunity to kind of see what's going on with these guys and keep up to date with all of their events, and especially on their Facebook, and go to their website. Make sure that you subscribe to their email, so that way you can get some extra bonuses as a fan for this band as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this interview, and you guys are going to do so great. I'm really excited for you.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, boys. Take care now.
All right,
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, there you guys have it. Amazing band. Love these guys so much. They're doing amazing work, and I'm super excited for everything they've got going on. I've been coughing a lot tonight. I'm just silly. Anyway, you guys, I love you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another episode of Quote the Raven Show. Again, make sure to go like them. Make sure to go see what they're doing. Subscribe to their Facebook and like and follow. That's important. I don't know why they have both. It should just immediately like and follow. Platforms. What are you going to do? You people have to do hit both. It's crazy a lot of times. So it's kind of it's the same way with YouTube. But for me, I'm having to go directly to YouTube a lot more now, because a lot of my interviews sometimes go past the time frame that Facebook allows. So, all right, you guys, I love you. Thank you again so much for joining me on another episode of Quote the Raven. You guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you very soon. Mwah! Love you guys.
My final journey into myself. The beginning is the end. The end is only